We have an absolute treat in this MLR. One of the original guests on the Rugby Rundown and one of the original big names in the MLR to come over for abroad and commit, and he has left a legacy in this league. We are talking about LA's own Billy Meakes, two-time MLR Player of the Season. He's been in countless MLR teams of the season. He is now currently in the red-hot LA team, and we're going to speak to him to talk a little bit about life on the field, but also life off it.
Billy Meakes joins again the Rugby Rundown. He's one of our very first guests on the show, and he comes on after mocking us on social media. Rightly so after a good win. How did it feel? Talk us through what you were thinking on your Instagram story.
I'm trying to think if the win was better or putting that post up was better. But look, I see the predictions every week, and I think either one of you picks us each week, which is great. But then I saw the Houston prediction. And I thought I just knew inside that we had a good game in us. So I screenshot it at the time, and I said, if we win, I'm going to scull a beer in the change room and put it on my story. And obviously, it's all love. Like I love you boys, and I know you're just doing your thing. But I had a bit of fun with that one.
100p, mate. I love it. It's what it's about, mate. You got to have it. And you guys, I think the best thing is if you win like that, you earn the right and you get to enjoy it for a little bit. And then you go back to work on Monday and have to earn it all over again. And that's
exactly, mate.
That's the cycle that we're in. And yeah, mate, you guys, I thought about picking you guys just because of how in the first leg, you cut them so much in the first half. It made me think that could happen again. But just after going there and knowing the conditions, I was like, it also could go the other way. It's so hard to read those games. So I just took them at home because they seem to play those conditions reasonably consistently.
Yeah. I mean, it's arguably one of the hardest places to go and play. I don't know if I've ever won there before with the Giltinis or... Yeah, I don't think I've won there.
We won.
Oh, 50. Sorry, the first time.
We put 50 on them in a very
tough place to go.
It was a very different Houston back then, though. It's probably fair to say.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think, like, we obviously know Houston's game's built on physicality and brute, simple rugby. So we knew if we could match them in that area, we got points in us. And conditions were a little shaky, a little bit wet underfoot and fairly windy. But, yeah, I think we played a pretty good game of rugby. And unfortunately for them, Kutsia went off early, and he's obviously a big part of the way they play. So they had to shuffle a few things around, and then a couple of cards never helps as well. So, it was nice to string a good performance together and get a win away from home. So, we're on a nice little roll at the moment.
Mate, you had a big impact in that game, obviously, with that try that helped set up that win. And, if it wasn't for the conversion at the end, unfortunately, Valetimi just sliding wide, but... that was a massive result. And when I look back now, you're sitting third in the West. You're fourth in our power rankings, which is more important than the standings, by the way. You should know that.
I don't know what they are. But
yeah. Just go along with it. You're fourth. But you're coming off a really good run. Obviously, that monster game against DC, 54-44. I'm still not over that. Beating Nola away. Just give us an idea. Like, this RFCLA team, we knew there were good players signed, the likes of someone like yourself. You've been in this league now long enough. Like, just how good are you boys?
Yeah, well, I think I feel as though the best is still yet to come. I feel like we're starting to figure each other out a little bit more, obviously, and our game plan isn't particularly that complicated. It allows a lot of freedom, and Halsey's big on sort of expressing yourself and playing from sort of all parts of the field, which as a player is what you love to hear. But yeah, we've got a couple of guys in key positions that are really just managing our tempo. And obviously you got Gonzo at 9, who's just been amazing for us this year. And he's the kind of guy that can change a game with the tempo that he plays at and his accuracy and his professionalism. So it's been exciting to play with guys like him. But yeah, I think we're playing some good footy. I think our forwards are starting to find a bit of identity as well around the tough stuff and their set piece, which obviously goes a long way to winning a game of footy. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun as well, which is great. It's hard not to when you're on the coast in California, but I think winning's obviously a habit, and the last 4 weeks have given us a lot of belief going into the back end of the season. It's obviously slow start to the season. Now we've got a couple of wins under our belt, but under no illusion about what's ahead of us this weekend in Utah before we have a few days off for the bye.
And Billy, just for me, you touched on a little bit, but what do you put down to the uptick of performance? Like, where did it all?
This seems personal.
Where did it all come round? Like, what's going on there behind the magic in LA? Talk to us.
Look, honestly, I think the first few weeks we really were trying to figure each other out. Really high turnover from last year's squad. A number of players that have come together from different parts of the world. I think we really struggled with our discipline in the first 3 weeks, which, as you know, in this league can kill you. I think we've still got the highest yellow and red card count for teams, if not top 3. So that was killing us. Like we were just easily letting teams march up the field, get into our 22. And at that time earlier in the season, our set-piece defence wasn't great either. So we were just leaking points. And then obviously on the other side of the ball, we were just figuring each other out in terms of our attack. But yeah,
Billy, there's something though that I feel like
there's a rumor going around.
It's got nothing to do with what you're saying.
And galvanized the LA team. That's what I heard.
That's what he wanted to know.
LA, not today. I said, LA, not today. I said, my legion, representing SoCal region.
I mean, that's what Corbs thinks. That's going to help.
Halsey listens to it every morning when he wakes up just to motivate him, just to get that FU energy to go seize the day, I bet you.
Yeah, look, that it lives rent-free in a few of the boys' minds, so you've done well there, mate. Yeah,
hey, mate, like we said, you earn the right, you get your little moment to have fun, and then you dust it off and you go back again. And you've seen it, you know that goes on after a tasty win anyway. So
I've been on the other side of that.
You've been on the other side.
There's nothing
better.
So yeah.
100%. So yeah, I feel
keep it going, brother.
But yeah, you're welcome. Is all I'm going to say.
Billy, I try and bring this on track for these interviews, and I'm trying to bring you on track again. And so you mentioned about Utah coming up, and I also want to just go a little bit also back to the fact of you in this league. 2-time, I think player of the year, I should say, not even just back of the year. You've been around a while, but like it's getting really competitive. The Warriors this week at home is another massive encounter, and you look across both conferences, it's tight. From your perspective, like, just how good has it been this season?
It's head and shoulders above where it's been in previous years. I think, the big difference is genuinely that every team is a good team now, and it's a really tough battle every single week. I think Utah poses a really interesting threat in the sense that almost similarly to DC, they like to play a lot of rugby. They got some really, really nice shape and aren't afraid to sort of go down swinging. They chance their arm on a lot of stuff, which has been working out really well for them. And yeah, I think similarly to the DC game, it's going to be a lot of open, free-flowing rugby. Both teams like to throw the ball around. And I think it's fair to say, like, now that we're in a good spot, this will be a really, really good test for us to see where we're at.
Agree. I think it'll be a great test for you guys. I think, they have obviously, similar to you guys, great game control with their game drivers and their leaders. And then I think probably where you guys are going to have to earn your scran will be Deno and you boys in the forwards, making sure that you can handle some of their maul game and the way they build a lot of layers off of that game to sort of, control teams in that last sort of third of the field. So I think if you boys navigate that well, it's going to be a tasty game because you both can really move the ball, and I'm excited to see it. And I think some of the physicality too of some of those collisions and how those come out could dictate the way the game goes. You're both pretty silky front foot teams.
Yeah. So if you probably haven't done your predictions yet, Corbs, but if you were to do your predictions for this week, LA v Utah.
You're putting us on the spot.
In LA, and if we win the game, I'll be calling you out.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been on the fence here because I'm going to put it on the record. I'll pick LA by 3 right now. I think it's definitely doable. I think it's a toying cost of a game. Like, I think you're both good teams. I think it'll come down to a few key moments and a few key battle areas of who gets the better.
Yeah.
But I'll go by 3. But I almost wanted to give you the Michael Jordan motivation because I do know the type of player that you are, Billy. And I've heard a rumor as well that, not making it into the MLR first team last year for the first time ever, you took that very personally. And Michael Jordan-esque this year that's your fire every morning. You're like in your Kobe Bryant sort of run right now of getting that first 15 honors back.
Well, it's funny
goat
because
horns back.
you say you heard a rumor, but that hasn't been publicly said to anyone, but it's definitely been in my mind. So I think you just know the way that I operate, and I'm wired.
just psychic, mate. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
give
yeah.
away my superpowers, but I mean, the only reason I can freestyle is 'cause I'm psychic, so don't worry.
Yeah, and I can see Will trying to bring this conversation back on the tracks
Mate,
again.
I told you 10 minutes, get it right.
Yeah, it's more
Not
than
edited.
someone has to edit it. Well, look, I am going to bring. Well, I'll give you my prediction a little bit later on the show. You have to
Okay,
wait for that,
okay,
mate.
sure.
But coming, let's look at the other side of things. As you're there at home wearing not just your RFCLA gear, but also your Boulevard coffee, your neighborhood coffee, but Boulevard Venice, I should say. Man, it's killing on social media. That is what I think. So it must be going well. But Billy, I think it's a really good story for you and just everyone listening and watching. Like you seem to be planning quite nicely, whether it's a transition you might be making soon, business outside of rugby. Can you just give us like what it is and then how it's going when you're balancing it with rugby and with family life as well?
Yeah, sure. So I think, look, my plan coming to America was obviously, for the most part, to play rugby here, and the other part was to try and set myself up for something outside of rugby. I've always been interested in hospitality, and that's kind of what I did before I started playing rugby. So that space has always interested me, and I had a pretty unique opportunity to purchase a cafe with a couple of friends of mine, and we sort of just grabbed the opportunity with both hands, and that was a little over a year ago now. And it's going really well. Yeah, we're still trying to figure it all out. It's obviously all new to us, and I think just organically it's been growing through the events that we've been able to host, and friends and friends of friends coming through, people visiting from Australia. But it's been a really cool learning experience for me. I think the most enjoyable part is having something outside of rugby besides family that I can sink my teeth into and focus my energy on. And I think the plan is obviously to keep playing footy as long as I can, but try and set that up as best I can so I got something to go straight into when I finish up.
And the fires, though, just quickly, and I don't know whether we'll use this or not, but what was really interesting is like the fires in California at the time. That was a bit of touch and go for maybe you guys in the business, but you really took in the community. The community feels like a big part of what you're trying to do as well.
Yeah, it is. Obviously our title is Neighborhood Coffee, which isn't just a phrase. So we're in a nice little pocket in Venice that doesn't have a lot of sort of hospitality and retail around it. So we've got a really big community around us of local families and all a range of demographic. But the fires was obviously devastating. We were lucky enough to just be out of the evacuation zone. But really, really easy light lift for us to just offer free coffee and food to the first responders and those affected. And just amazing to see the community come together with loads of different people in the area offering in any way they could. So yeah, that was a pretty scary but beautiful moment in terms of the community side of things, and happy that we could help in just a little way.
Yeah, Bill, I remember going way back now to year one MLR for you and me at the Guiltinis, and you told me you were here for the American dream, and I feel like you've truly gone for it. I'm very proud of you. I think
thank you, mate.
Obviously from getting your solidifying yourself as one of the best, if not the best in the league on field, but really building a life in America after it with your businesses, with Michelle, her businesses, your child now as a father, you have an American citizen kid. It's pretty awesome to see, mate. So congratulations.
Thanks, Cause. Appreciate that, mate.
Well, look, Billy, all the best this weekend against Utah. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for dealing with the chaos. And we'll find out how we predict LA in the future. I've no doubt you will let us know. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, boys. Speak to you soon.
Pleasure,
Cheers,
mate.
Bill.
Pleasure.
Cheers.